everybody, welcome back to Hoffman Reproductions. Thank you for tuning in with us once again. I apologize for the delay in the videos. What I had planned, shooting videos and whatnot, that depends on the weather cooperating, and it's been very snowy, very cold here in Central Ohio, so thus the delay. I decided to do a indoor video today. So now the subject for today's video is going to be just a little off topic. We typically cover firearms and whatnot, but we're going to be talking about a knife, or more specifically a dirk, the Scottish dirk. And this is recognizable as the Highlanders' weapon of choice when going into battle. Even though it wasn't the main weapon, most Highlander warriors and soldiers carried them. Now, the history of the dirk is one that's long and colorful and has a lot of little interesting tidbits, but just to give you the nutshell version, it's not specifically known when they came into existence. There are references to some type of dirk in manuscripts from both the 15 and 1600s, so roughly somewhere in there. We do know that it was an evolution of a medieval dagger called a ballock dagger, which had two round haunches near the handle, rounded wooden handle, and then a long leaf-shaped blade. And at some point, that design caught on in Scotland, and they took it and made it their own and turned it what we know now as a Scottish dirk. Typically, Scottish dirks were used as both weapons and utilitarian tools. And as a weapon, the way it was designed to be used, or the way that they were trained to use it, was to take the dirk in your left hand, and on the left arm they would have a small rounded shield called a targe, and about that much of the dirk blade would stick out of the bottom beyond the shield. In the right hand, a soldier or warrior would be armed with a broadsword, so they could beat off the attack with the shield, and while they were coming down with a blow, they could be ready to also come down with a blow from the dirk. Now, of course, you could also fight with a dirk much the same as you would any knife, and I'm sure they indeed were. And one thing we do know is that most Highlanders carried dirks. There are beautiful examples that you can see in both the National Museum of Scotland's website and the Royal Armoury in Leeds, England. They have beautiful examples of originals that some are plain, some are very elaborate, and everything in between. Blade sizes on originals are between around 10 to 16 inches, and again, everything in between. It was popular, you see this with some of the longer bladed dirks, to make them out of repurposed broadswords. In fact, you'll see oftentimes markings on the blades themselves that would come from known manufacturer of broadsword blades. So you see that a lot. They were pretty vast in array in the way that they were put together. They carried similar design features, but each one is unique to the maker itself. One thing, and I'll show some close-ups of this, this is one that I just finished for a customer, is the handle will always have what we call Celtic knotwork carving. And it's associated with Celtic architecture, folklore, design, and this was incorporated into a lot of their things from that time and age. And it's basically a continuous, what some people call a continuous knot that weaves in and out, and they're really quite beautiful in the way that they're made. And today, when we're reproducing it, we copy original patterns, but you see that a lot on the handle. They always have a wide pommel. Mounts are brass. I don't believe I've ever come across one that was iron mounted. Mounts are typically brass. This particular one has been closely based on an original from the 1690s. And the golden age period of dirks among collectors is generally considered from about 1690, the early period dirks, to roughly the mid-1740s. After the Battle of Culloden, the British government outlawed the ownership or wearing of any form of weapon, and thus the dirk went away for a while. So that time period right in there is when we see the Dirk at its fullest development as far as how it was constructed. A lot of people think they're the most beautiful. There were Dirks made after that time period, and the ones that are all jewel encrusted and have the silver and gold mounts, the very, very gaudy ones, you don't start seeing those until the mid 1800s into the 1900s. But the true form, again, which called the pure form or the golden era of Dirks, is between 1690 and the mid 1740s. But prized originally as both a weapon and a knife, and just as today they are prized by reenactors and collectors. They are very usable as a knife, but also nothing beats the look and feel of an authentic crafted Dirk on the hot side of a Highland reenactor or a military soldier. So that's going to do it for now. Just a quick little video. We do have a lot of upcoming videos planned. We're going to finish up our introduction to flintlock shooting, and also a video that I'm very excited about. We're going to be taking several different types of homemade black powder that I've made from different charcoals, and we're actually going to be doing scientific testing on them, measuring feet per second and whatnot, and see just what is the best homemade powder that we can possibly produce. So I'll be sharing that information with you guys. That's all coming out real soon. So here is the Dirk that I have recreated, again based on an original from the 1690s. Has a 12 1/4 inch hand forged blade, hand scrape fullers, one very nice touch. The original had the spine with a section of brass inlaid, which I copied. I don't know if you can see it very good on this camera, but there's some scroll work engraved on there. There's a phrase on the back that says "Fear God and do not kill," with the incorrect correct kill spelling to match the originals. And the handle is 4 1/2 inches long and is covered in the same type of carving that the original carried. 3 different patterns. We have a single lace, double lace, and a concentric Celtic knot, and then 3 trinity knots on both sides of the hilt area, and on the haunches we have another single lace on each side. There's a really nice feel to it. It's gently antique, so it looks like it has some use. Cherry wood handle, and then I crafted a very correct scabbard to go along with the Dirk. So once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps us out, and we do appreciate those of you that have chosen to do that. Until next time, take care.